Have you ever wanted to speak English naturally every single day? These are not just random sentences. These are real words that real people use. You will hear them at work, at school, and on the street. Stay with me, because this will change how you speak English. Let's begin. Welcome back to Dagu English. This channel is made just for you. We help beginners speak English with confidence. Every video here is slow, clear, and easy to follow. If this is your first time here, welcome to the family. Please subscribe to Dagu English so you never miss a lesson. Hit the bell so you get notified every time we post. Now, let's practice real English together. Part 1. Morning routines and starting your day. Every day starts the same way for most people. You wake up in the morning. You open your eyes slowly. The sunlight comes through the window. You take a deep breath. You stretch your arms above your head. It feels good to wake up. You sit up on the bed. You look at your phone to check the time. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. You put your feet on the floor. The floor feels cold under your feet. You stand up and walk to the bathroom. You wash your face with cold water. The water wakes you right away. You look at yourself in the mirror. You brush your teeth for 2 minutes. You use toothpaste and a soft toothbrush. You rinse your mouth with water. Your teeth feel clean and fresh now. You walk to the kitchen to make breakfast. You open the refrigerator and look inside. You take out 2 eggs and some bread. You put the bread in the toaster. You crack the eggs into a pan. The eggs sizzle on the hot pan. The smell of breakfast fills the kitchen. You pour yourself a glass of orange juice. You sit down at the table to eat. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You eat slowly and enjoy every bite. After breakfast, you wash the dishes. You dry your hands with a clean towel. You go to your room to get dressed. You pick out clothes that feel comfortable. You put on your shoes and tie the laces. You grab your bag by the door. You take one last look around the room. You step outside and close the door behind you. The fresh air feels nice on your face. You are ready to start your day. When you see people, you say hello. A simple greeting goes a very long way. You smile and wave at your neighbor. Good morning, you say with a warm voice. Americans greet each other all the time. It is polite and it feels friendly. You ask, how are you today? The other person says, I'm doing great, thanks. You reply, that's great to hear. When you meet someone new, you say your name. You reach out your hand for a handshake. A firm handshake shows confidence in American culture. You say, nice to meet you. The other person says, nice to meet you too. You feel comfortable talking to new people. Sometimes you ask, what do you do for work? The person says, I work in a hospital. You say, that sounds like important work. They smile and nod in agreement. Small talk is a big part of American English. People often talk about the weather. You say, it's such a beautiful day today. Your friend says, yes, I love sunny days. You both enjoy the short conversation. When you leave, you say goodbye. You say, see you later, or take care. People also say, have a good one. This is very common in everyday American English. You wave goodbye and walk away feeling good. Greetings make the world a friendlier place. Learning English helps you at school and at work. You arrive at school or the office on time. Punctuality is very important in American culture. You walk in and say good morning to your teacher. Your teacher says, please take your seat. You sit down and open your notebook. The teacher writes something on the board. You copy the notes carefully into your notebook. You raise your hand when you have a question. You say, excuse me, can you explain that again? Your teacher is happy to explain it again. It is okay to ask questions when you don't understand. Asking questions shows that you are paying attention. At work, you greet your coworkers each morning. You say, "Good morning. How was your weekend?" Your coworker says, "It was great. Thank you." You sit at your desk and check your emails. You reply to messages politely and professionally. You say, "Thank you for reaching out to me." You send an email that says, "Please let me know." During a meeting, you listen carefully. You take notes so you do not forget anything. When it is your turn to speak, you speak clearly. You say, "I would like to add something." Everyone listens while you share your idea. After the meeting, you say, "Good work, everyone." Your coworker says, "Thanks, same to you." You finish your work before the end of the day. You save your files and close your computer. You say goodbye to everyone before you leave. Work is easier when you communicate well in English. On the weekend, many people run errands. Running errands means doing small tasks outside the home. You make a list of things you need to buy. You write down milk, bread, eggs, and vegetables. You drive to the grocery store nearby. You take a cart at the entrance of the store. You walk through the aisles looking for items. You check the prices of different products. You compare two brands to find the best value. You put the items carefully into the cart. A store worker walks by and smiles at you. "Excuse me, where's the bread?" The worker says, "It's in aisle 4, on the left." You say, "Thank you so much." You find the bread exactly where they said. You continue shopping until your list is done. You walk to the checkout counter with your cart. The cashier greets you and begins scanning items. You watch the total price on the screen. The cashier says, "Your total is $23. You take out your wallet and pay with cash. The cashier gives you back your change. You say, "Thank you, have a nice day." The cashier smiles and says, "You too." You take your bags and walk to the car. You put the bags carefully in the back seat. You drive home feeling good about finishing your errands. At home, you put everything away in the kitchen. You cross off every item on your list. Shopping in English is easy when you know these sentences. Going out to eat is a common activity in America. You walk into a restaurant and look around. The host greets you at the door. The host says, "Welcome, how many people today?" You say, "Just 2, please." The host leads you to a table near the window. The host says, "Your server will be right with you." You sit down and open the menu. There are many choices on the menu. You look at the appetizers, main dishes, and desserts. Your server comes to the table with a big smile. The server says, "Hi there, my name is Sarah. Can I start you off with something to drink?" You say, "Yes, I'll have water and an iced tea, please." The server writes down your drink order. You look at the menu to decide what to eat. You ask your friend, "What are you going to order?" Your friend says, "I think I'll have the grilled chicken." You say, "That sounds really good." You decide to order the pasta with tomato sauce. The server comes back with your drinks. The server says, "Are you ready to order?" You say, "Yes, I'll have the pasta, please." Your friend gives their order as well. The server says, "Great choices, I'll be right back." You and your friend talk while waiting for the food. The food arrives in about 15 minutes. The server says, "Here you go, enjoy your meal." You say, "Thank you, it looks delicious." The food is warm and smells amazing. You eat and enjoy every bite. When you are done, the server brings the bill. The bill shows the price of everything you ordered. You pay the bill and leave a tip. Leaving a tip is a common custom in America. You say, "Everything was wonderful, thank you." The server says, "Thank you so much, come back soon." You walk out of the restaurant feeling full and happy. Taking care of your health is very important. You try to sleep at least 8 hours a night. A good night's sleep helps your body and your mind. You drink plenty of water throughout the day. Staying hydrated keeps your energy levels high. You eat fruits and vegetables every single day. Fruits and vegetables give your body important vitamins. You try to exercise at least 3 times a week. Exercise can be as simple as a 30-minute walk. Walking outside is good for both your body and mind. Sometimes you feel tired or a little sick. You tell your family member, "I don't feel well today." They say, "You should rest and drink more water." You go to the doctor when you feel very sick. At the doctor's office, the receptionist greets you. You say, "I have an appointment at 10 o'clock. The receptionist says, "Please have a seat." The doctor comes in and asks, "How are you feeling?" "I have a sore throat and a headache." The doctor examines you and listens to your chest. The doctor says, "You have a mild cold. Get plenty of rest, drink fluids, and take this medicine." You say, "Thank you, doctor." You go home and follow the doctor's advice. You take your medicine with a glass of water. You rest in bed and watch something on television. The next morning, you feel a little bit better. You tell yourself, "Taking care of my health is important." Good health gives you the energy to live your best life. Technology is a huge part of modern daily life. You use your phone for almost everything. You check the weather before you leave the house. You set an alarm so you wake up on time. You send text messages to friends and family. You say things like, "On my way," or "See you soon." You use your phone to search for information online. When you do not know a word, you look it up. Using the internet helps you learn English faster. You watch English videos on your phone every day. You listen to podcasts while you cook or clean. You use apps to practice English for 30 minutes a day. Small daily habits help you improve very quickly. You call your friend to catch up. Your phone rings and you answer it. You say, "Hello, who is this?" The person says, "Hey, it's me, David." You say, "Oh, hey, what's up?" David says, "I just wanted to check in on you." You say, "That's so nice of you. I'm doing well." Phone conversations in English are easy with practice. You also use email for professional communication. You type clearly and check your spelling before sending. You start an email with, "Dear Mr. Johnson." You end an email with, "Best regards," or "Sincerely." Technology helps you stay connected with the world. It also makes learning English more fun and accessible. Sometimes you get lost in a new place. Getting lost is okay because you can always ask for help. You stop someone on the sidewalk politely. You say, "Excuse me, can you help me?" The person says, "Of course, what do you need?" You say, "I'm looking for the nearest subway station." The person thinks for a second and then answers. They say, "Go straight down this street for 2 blocks. Then turn left at the traffic light. You will see the subway station on your right." You say, "So I go straight, turn left, then look on the right?" The person says, "Yes, exactly right." You say, "Thank you so much. I really appreciate it." The person says, "No problem. Have a great day." You followed the directions and find the station. You feel proud that you asked in English. Sometimes you use your phone for directions. You open the map app and type in the address. The app gives you step-by-step directions. A voice guide tells you when to turn. Using maps in English helps you learn direction words. Words like left, right, straight, north, south are all useful. You arrive at your destination without any problems. You feel more confident about getting around. Knowing how to ask for directions is a life skill. Talking about feelings is a natural part of English. Americans often share how they are feeling. When something good happens, you say, "I'm so happy." You might also say, "I'm really excited about this." When something bad happens, you say, "I'm a little sad." You might say, "I'm feeling kind of down today." A friend might notice and ask, "Are you okay?" You say, "I'm just feeling tired, but I'll be fine." Your friend says, "Let me know if you need anything." That kind of support feels very good. When you are nervous, you say, "I'm a little nervous." Before a test or a presentation, nerves are normal. You take a deep breath and tell yourself, "I can do this." When you feel angry, you try to stay calm. You say to yourself, "Let me think before I speak." This is a very mature and wise way to handle anger. When you feel grateful, you express it clearly. You say, "Thank you so much. This means a lot to me." Expressing gratitude makes relationships stronger. When you feel proud of yourself, you say it out loud. You say, "I worked hard for this, and I'm proud of myself." It is healthy to acknowledge your own achievements. Learning English is an achievement all by itself. Every word you learn is a step forward. Keep going because you are doing so well. Part 10. Talking about your plans and future. Talking about the future is a big part of daily conversation. You say your plans with friends and family. You say, "I'm thinking about taking an English class." Your friend says, "That's a wonderful idea." You say, "I want to improve my speaking skills." They say, "You should also watch American movies." You say, "Yes, I've been doing that lately." You talk about your goals and dreams. You say, "Someday I want to visit New York City." Your friend says, "I've always wanted to go there too." You say, "Maybe we can go together one day." They say, "That would be so much fun." Talking about future plans is positive and motivating. You use words like will, going to, and want to. For example, you say, "I'm going to study tonight." Or you say, "I will practice English for 1 hour." Or you say, "I want to be fluent within 1 year." These are strong and clear sentences. They show your intentions and your commitment. Setting goals helps you stay focused on learning. You write your goals in a notebook. You read them every morning to stay motivated. You remind yourself why you started learning English. Maybe it was for a better job. Maybe it was to travel to an English-speaking country. Maybe it was to connect with people around the world. Whatever your reason, it is a good one. Your future self will thank you for the hard work. Never give up, because every lesson brings you closer. You are building a skill that will last a lifetime. Part 11. Talking about hobbies and free time. Everyone has something they enjoy doing in their free time. Hobbies are activities you do just because you love them. You might enjoy reading books in the evening. You say, "I love reading mystery novels before bed." Your coworker says, "Oh, what are you reading right now?" You say, "I'm reading a really popular American novel." They say, "That sounds interesting. I'll have to check it out." You might enjoy cooking new recipes on weekends. You say, "I tried a new pasta recipe last Saturday." Your friend says, "How did it turn out?" You say, "It was actually really delicious." They say, "You'll have to make it for me sometime." You laugh and say, "Definitely." Some people enjoy outdoor activities like hiking or cycling. You say, "I went hiking in the mountains last weekend." Your friend says, "That sounds amazing." You say, "The view from the top was breathtaking." They say, "I would love to join you next time." Some people enjoy creative hobbies like drawing or painting. You say, "I started painting a few months ago." Your classmate says, "Are you any good?" You laugh and say, "I'm still learning, but I enjoy it." They say, "That's what matters most." Talking about hobbies is a great way to make friends. It gives you something interesting to talk about. People love talking about the things they enjoy. When you share your interests in English, you connect with others. Hobbies also help you relax and reduce stress. They make you a more interesting and well-rounded person. Try to talk about your hobbies in English today. You have just practiced hundreds of real English sentences. These are sentences that native speakers use every single day. Read them slowly and say them out loud. Repeat them in the morning when you wake up. Practice them while you cook or take a shower. The more you say them, the more natural they will feel. English is not just a subject to study. It is a skill that you build through daily practice. Every single sentence you practice brings you closer to fluency. Do not worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are proof that you are trying. Every great English speaker made thousands of mistakes first. Be patient with yourself and keep going every single day. Progress takes time, but it always comes with effort. You have already taken a big step by watching this video. That shows how serious you are about improving, and that is something to be very proud of. Thank you so much for watching this lesson with us today. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with a friend who is also learning English. Subscribe to Dagu English for more lessons just like this one. We post new content regularly to help you grow every day. This channel is designed for beginners who want to speak naturally. We focus on real American English that people use in real life. From morning routines to workplace conversations, we cover it all. Dagu English is your daily partner in learning.